If you can imagine it, you won't believe what you can do. I climbed up to a place that's high, just to see if I could fly. To see if I just believed that I could grow wings, that I could really soar the skies. To see if it was just belief that told you anything is true, that if you can imagine it, you won't believe what you can do. I climbed on high, on high, on high, for fear the ground might ensue, and chase me up into the skies with a campaign of its own pursuit. I climbed up to where I could escape from what the world had to offer. If I could climb just high enough, perhaps I could leave this horror. I climbed and climbed till I could touch the clouds, till I could breathe new air. I climbed until the night drew in, till I almost ceased to care. And when the sight below looked like tiny toys trapped inside a looking glass, I set fire to all I had to lose and let go of what had passed. I took my hopes and fears and dreams and moulded them into one, and in the highest state that I could reach, I collided with every one. And as the ground rose up to meet me, expanding clarity with every view, I overflowed with such serenity as though my fate were soon. Out of my exhausted mind and with nothing left to lose, I reached out wide and took to the skies, and now I know it's true, that if you can imagine it, you won't believe what you can do.
A lens of which we're looking through is of growth. Welcome to ʻdʌbl. This month on the show, we are joined by, to my right, we have... Yeah, you can introduce
Mary.
yourself.
Hi, I'm Mary.
And what do you do, Mary?
So I'm a student psychotherapist, hopefully finishing next year. I also run a hostel for 16 to 21 year olds for Centrepoint. And I write poetry.
And to my left we have
Ayo. My name's Ayo. I run a charity helping people who stutter called Stop Holding Back, and I also do Facebook ads and Instagram ads for clients and businesses.
So this month on the show we're talking about creative maintenance, and what I mean by that is kind of how you kind of safeguard yourself from failure or falling, and or how you can kind of bring yourself back from a failure to a better place. So when I say the idea of creative maintenance, what does it make you guys think of? Do you guys kind of have any ideas of?
The first thing that hits my mind when you say that is mental health.
Yeah.
Making sure that we are healthy in our mind and our bodies. That's the most important thing, especially for someone who stutters. It's very crucial that we look after our mental health, because the disability will then could actually take hold and consume us if we don't keep it in check. So I do a lot of work on my mind and make sure I'm always in the right state, so I don't allow whatever impediment I think I have to stop me or hold me back.
Has it affected you in the past more, or? Yeah,
a lot more in the past. It affected me hugely. I would let it control my destiny, actually. I could talk forever on stuttering, but yeah, it had. But now I'm in a better place.
So from going through that point or that time in your life, how did you kind of bounce back? What kind of got you out of that, or kind of what doors did you find that opened from maybe that misfortune in your life?
Well, I took responsibility at first. I was going down a spiral of doom and self-pity and depression, and then I just decided enough's enough. Because no one's going to save me. That kind of hit me. No one is going to save me. I have to save myself. So I just made the decision in one moment when I was about to do something stupid, and I changed my direction. And I worked hard. I got to a place where I could work, where I thought that I was killed actually. I didn't really start proper working on my speech, what we call it. But then I realised there's more to life than trying to be perfect, trying to be eloquent. I should focus on things that make me happy, and then speech will take care of itself. So now I do start more. I started less, I started badly, then less. Now I'm starting a bit more, but I'm enjoying life a lot more.
That's for the better, yeah.
My mental health is the most important thing.
Yeah, I really agree about mental health. I couldn't agree more. For me, I never set out to be creative. I never set out to be a poet. Or to be anything. I just needed a way of processing, and this is just what happened, and it still surprises me to this day that when people actually like the stuff that I've written down, because it's just what is going on in my internal world and what's going on in my head, and it's just my way of putting it down. And sometimes like I'll be writing a piece and I don't know where it's going until we get to even the last line sometimes, and I'm like, that's what my head was trying to tell me. It was giving me a message. I didn't realise what it was, but it's just the processing for me happens. I'm very vocal, I've got ADHD, I need to speak, I need to connect with people, and even for my processing, I guess that connecting is happening on the paper. So yeah, it's what's kept me sane.
Yeah. But that's it, I've got it back. It's the taking control of that aspect in your life, on kind of noticing that there's something wrong, and then kind of building on what you can do to kind of better your surroundings. But then also, that's what I wanted to touch on, the fact of you were talking about your happiness as opposed to just working on your speech. Yeah. And that's a thing that we don't actually think about often in this day-to-day life, although we're thinking about kind of our mental health and our better well-being, but then it's kind of, although it's kind of more about the happiness that we have from that, from knowing that, okay, I've taken control of what I have and what we're going to be doing now and what's going to better my life, but then how is that going to make me happy at the same time, as opposed to just building towards something.
Yeah. I personally think we should, well, I talk for myself, I try and take as many risks as possible.
Yeah.
Like, I don't care. If I have to, I'll risk my life. I've got to take as many risks and just live life to the fullest, because I'm almost 30 and I haven't taken a lot of risks till this age, and my life has not been that fun.
Yeah.
But for the past year and a half, I've been taking so many mad risks, and my life has got so much more fun, so much more exciting.
Yeah.
I'm trying to stay in the present, not try to overplan.
Yeah.
And just be creative.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, and kind of as human beings, I feel like we kind of forget that we're playful beings. So it's kind of, when people say, "Oh, you're a creative person," oh yeah, I'm a creative person, but we're all creative beings. So like, kind of every aspect of what you do, there's a creative element to what you're doing. So like, kind of take from that and kind of draw from what you're actually doing and play with it more, because you can kind of have fun and enjoy kind of the menial tasks that you do in your life, but from just adding one little simple element. Like, I don't know, you could be doing the washing up and there's just like this beat that's playing, so you're just knocking on the pan and you just drop it, like, oh, so it just makes the whole experience better because you're singing along and the water's running.
It's like trying to allow yourself to be yourself.
Yeah.
That's the hardest thing people struggle with. They
Give yourself permission to be who you are.
They don't allow themselves to do that.
Yeah, exactly.
I think the way the culture is built, it doesn't allow you to do that.
Especially British culture. British culture is all about what the neighbours do and what somebody else does.
Yeah.
And when you stop comparing yourself to other people and you stop trying to live up to other people's expectations and be true to yourself, that's where you really find you can come into yourself and find happiness.
It's like, for me, having a stutter, the hardest thing for me is introductions, or talking about myself with new people about the first 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Always. And it's subconscious. So it's not like I know it shouldn't be a problem, but you can't control your subconscious.
Yeah.
So it just happens, and I have to like go through that. But a few years ago, I would not allow myself to even get in that situation because of the embarrassment or fear. But I had to come to terms with myself and just accept myself. If I want to live an enjoyable life, I have to just do it and be myself. Allow myself to stutter. Allow myself to be who I am, and then life has actually got a lot.
And actually, people are more drawn to that, drawn to people who do live that way than people who try. You know, so actually, in the long run, you are.
Trying to hide and fit in. And like I'm normal. I'm not damaged. I am damaged, man, but it's okay.
We're all damaged, but even broken crayons still draw.
Yeah, that's a good one. I might steal that from you. Thank you.
Even broken crayons still draw. Jeez.
That's really good.
Yeah, that was a dope line.
Yeah, I like that one. I wish I'd come up with it, but.
I'll call you.
I'll take it.
So, I was also talking to Q before the show kind of about how you can kind of leverage your failures and kind of maybe that failure wasn't the worst thing that could happen to you because it also opened kind of doors that you didn't know that were open in the first place. Maybe it was meant to be, maybe you weren't meant to succeed that moment and you were meant to fail so you could see what other opportunities it could open up for you. So I was mentioning, well, Mary was talking about her experience with college and I was talking about kind of like with university, and it's like when I was choosing my university choices, I needed the 5th choice, so I chose this university, Edgehill University. Had no idea where it was. I was just like, I just need a 5th choice. I quickly read over everything, and then I actually went to the audition for the university, and I was just like, I think I picked to do like drama and creative writing originally. I went there, sat there in the whole spiel where the head teacher was telling us about all the courses that you could do. And I listened there and I was just like, I don't want to do this course that I've assigned to do here now. I want to do dance and drama, and then I want to pick up in my 2nd year music and sound. That's perfect for me. So I went down there, spoke to the guy, and I was just like, this is not what I want to do. I want to do this. And he was like, fine, just go to the audition. You'll be cool. I went there, auditioned. I picked it as the university I wanted to go to. Went away on holiday. My A-level results came out, and I found out that when I signed on UCAS that I got into the university from an unconditional, but when I found out my actual results, I knew that they were kind of lower than the grades that I needed. So it just so happens that I didn't pass my A-level results. I chose a university to go to that I didn't know where it was originally, and it ended up being my actual #1 choice, and it's the one that actually ended up picking me in a sense, because they accepted me whether I got, before I even got my results, they changed the conditions. So it was just all a blessing. Yeah, blessing in disguise.
Yeah, that's almost exactly it's almost the same as what happened to me, but I was given a conditional offer to Manchester, and then on 3Bs, totally screwed up my A-levels, got 2 weeks and an N, was devastated, thought my life was over, and then just one thing led to another. I ended up getting an unconditional offer to another university to do clearing. That was the best thing that could have ever happened to me and the perfect place for where I was meant to be, but I just couldn't see it at the time. And it really opened my eyes to the fact that you just, whatever you think, whatever the picture you've put in your mind is for yourself and where you need to go, you can't hold on to that too tightly, because you don't know what's right for you. You just don't know what the big picture is. And sometimes you have to let go of stuff to find out where you're supposed to be and what you're supposed to be doing.
And I'm going to tie that back again to my startup. I've always hated stuttering. I still hate stuttering, I'll be honest. But what it's allowed me to do, to become, is to open a charity with other people who stutter. And now we help people. So even though it plagues me still every day and I dislike it, because in the moment you still have those emotions of you can't speak, and that is not a nice feeling. But I can see the bigger picture because I have this this impediment. I feel like Moses sometimes, like, and I have to have this impediment to show other people that it's okay to have this impediment, and I can be the example that you can strive to, that you can actually accomplish stuff in life regardless of how bad you may think you sound when you actually have a stutter.
Yeah.
So
what techniques could you guys use?
What do you mean by techniques?
Okay, so like,
I mean, for me, it is literally just as basic as getting a pen and paper together, or these days maybe my phone
and writing out your thoughts.
yeah. And putting it down, putting it, like, laying it. I've got some really dark poetry that, like, no one wants to have a look at.
You'd be surprised. You find an audience for those, trust me.
But the funny thing is, actually, those are the ones that tend to get the most likes, because those are the ones where people go, I didn't realise anyone else felt like that.
Yeah, exactly.
I didn't know anyone else had gone to that place. And I've had messages on my poetry page from people from all ages and all walks of life, saying, you know, thank you for writing this. Thank you. Yeah,
what I've learned is, if you're vulnerable, if you allow yourself to be vulnerable, you show people that, you will get a big audience when trying to be the perfect example, or trying to be the best version of yourself all the time. If you show your bad side, you show all your shortcomings, you will get a lot more traction. Trust me, you will. Because all of us, everyone has shortcomings. No one on this earth is perfect or is well-rounded.
Yeah, that's true.
So
of course.
The more you are of yourself, the more you attract
more
people.
Human you are,
Exactly.
I guess. It's
definitely.
Yeah, and it's something that people see. You can kind of sense or feel when someone's not being genuine about their character.
Yeah.
And it's kind of something you have to kind of just accept and just live with, because that's just them kind of living out whatever they have to live out. But there's literally, for me, even just performing poetry or watching poetry or watching anyone perform on stage, there's nothing more beautiful than seeing someone who's vulnerable on stage and seeing them just living in that, and letting people into your vulnerableness or their vulnerableness. There's just nothing more beautiful than that, because it's just that level of connection is just, you can't get anything.
That's what gave me the push to come and read at some of my work at Poetical Work, because I watched Tish do a piece that had the whole room in tears at the first Mental Wealth. Literally the entire room was in tears, and I went to speak to him afterwards, and he said that he'd done it on the spot. I was like, if you can do that, if you can take that risk and do that and be that vulnerable, then I can get up here and do some stuff that I've written before. I'm not taking that same risk. But yeah.
I think also keeping it real as well with yourself and being honest about your feelings, sharing how you feel. That's why I never say, oh, I love stuttering. No, I hate stuttering. But it doesn't mean I don't understand it. I don't accept it. I'm not trying to hide it. I'm embracing it. But I still do not like it. And when I say that, people are like, oh yeah, actually, thank you, Ayo, because that's the same way I feel. I hate stuttering, but I acknowledge I have to accept it so I can move on. So as long as you're real with yourself, with your feelings, you will attract the right people, the right audience. Yeah. But as soon as you try to be something you're not, as soon as I talk to myself, as soon as I try to appease too many people, try and fit in, then I lose it. And it just feels bad as well. You feel it in your body when you know you're not doing the right thing.
Absolutely. Yeah, I always say you've got two voices. You've got the one that won't shut up and drives you crazy, but then when you can quieten that one down, you've got that one that resonates on a vibrational level that you can feel inside. That's different. Yeah. That's like, that's when you know where you know. That's when you know when you're on the right path.
And you're talking about techniques. Yeah. I think the best way to unlock your potential is to find people like yourself and hang out with them as much as possible. If you hang out with people who are not best for you, you will eventually turn out like them. Yeah. Or if you go and seek people who are like you, or people who you aspire to be, you will become more like them over time. I think just trying to reach out, find people you vibe with, the most important thing.
Finding a tribe. Yeah.
The most important thing in life.
Yeah, you got to keep the energy around you good.
Definitely.
And I think for me, like I practice Vedic meditation. Try to do it twice a day. Doesn't usually happen, but at least once a day. Yeah, I mean that really helps keep me calm and keep me calm and try to keep me focused. Try to keep me off medication as well, and keep the energy around. Keep my energy focused and in the right direction and going where I need to go. Yeah.
Another one is to say, is to get a mirror and every morning say, in that mirror, I love you. Say, I love you. That's the hardest thing in the world. I was struggling doing that, right? Yeah. No, it's not feel right. But over time, give it a month or two, you start to smile and say, I start to believe it. And then it translates into how you, like your self-esteem starts to increase. Honestly, some old man told me to do that. And then I said, no, you're crazy, that sounds a bit off. But I did it because I thought I don't want to lose. I started saying every morning, like, I love you, Ayo. You're awesome. Like, you're good looking. You're amazing. Like, you can become anything you want. You're the greatest of all time. Crazy stuff like that. And over months, it will just improve your self-esteem. Yeah. And just translate into everything you do.
It's the power of those words.
Yeah. Seriously.
And the words that everything is energy. So the thoughts you're thinking, everything is, you're putting that out there. If you're thinking bad things, you're thinking negative things. Even if you think, well, nobody needs to know about it, you're still putting that energy out there. You're still manifesting that. Yes. And if you change those words to things like, you're great, you can do this, right. You know, you've got this.
Affirmation.
Instead of the negative things that we think about ourselves, you're changing all of the space around you.
You say the things you don't believe.
Yeah, fake it till you make it.
You say the things you really don't believe until you believe it in your heart.
Yeah.
It helps a lot.
Yeah.
It does. And that's another thing that I feel that a lot maybe in this society that we have a big negative for people who say, oh, he's vain or she's vain because they love themselves.
It's crazy.
It's a bad thing for me to love myself and you call me vain, and that makes it kind of a negative spin, but there's nothing wrong with loving yourself, you know? It's the best thing about it. If you don't love yourself, how can you love other people properly? Because everything that you need to, everything that you do, it needs to come from a positive baseline. So if you don't love yourself, you can't possibly give out that positive love to everyone that you meet if it's not coming from your own baseline. It's not vibrating with you and emanating from you, then you can't make it emanate to everyone else. And like you said, if you put it out into the universe, it becomes a thing. It becomes something that's being processed and being happening until you actually make that actual step to make it happen. It won't happen, but as long as you put it out there into the atmosphere, it's out there and it's working its way into your mind, into everyone else's minds that's around you that's also in the same wavelength. So someone might bring up maybe an idea for an event or that you should go to. Yeah, I'm going to go to that event. I'm going to take that risk. I've never been there before. Yeah, I'm going to do that because why not? Like you said, what have I got to lose? Nothing.
The thing that's always scared me more than what could happen if I tried was what could happen if I don't try.
Yeah.
And that's always been the thing that's pushed me and driven me.
There's a video on Instagram and Facebook. It went viral with Will Smith talking about failure. You must have seen it. talking about failure, you need to fail and fail again and again and again, so you learn.
Yeah, I saw something similar with a TED talk.
Yeah, it's
about teaching our children to fail.
Yeah,
because only by failing they're gonna. Yeah.
And schools, if you fail at school, you get punished.
That's what I mean.
So it stops kids from trying or really testing, experimenting, and that's the problem. So I try to just take risks, and just, if I fail, I fail. I learn from it, and I don't really see it as a failure anymore. I see it as like I've learned something not to do. I learned something not to do.
Yeah, like, what is a failure? Like, what we're classifying as failures.
It's not an issue. Just keep going. Never give up. Most important thing.
Never say die.
Yeah. Another. You're talking about self-love. Why people don't tell people that they love themselves because they feel like they might get judged. I've got a friend, she's Russian, and she can come across very like stuck up. She's like, yeah, I'm beautiful, I'm stunning, and sometimes I listen to her talk and I'm like, wow, I wish I could do that. I wish I could say that. Like, I'm actually thinking, wow, that's amazing. You got the confidence to be like, yeah, I'm beautiful, you know, I'm actually stunning. I'm like 10 out of 10. Wow. Because to have that self-confidence, and I think people who don't like that, I think it's more to do with them than the person. Because they're holding back, and they actually are jealous of them, maybe, and wish they can have that sort of confidence. Yeah, it's like it's hurting them because like I'm not like that. Why is she like that? Why is she so special? That's why I get that vibe. But me, I love when people are super confident because I just think, how can I be like them? Like, it's amazing. Yeah. And they're the people who go on in life and do really well and conquer the world. And she is, because she's like that.
Yeah, that's what people like, confidence. And if you're able to capitalize on your own success in a sense of knowing what you can and can't do and playing to those strengths and weaknesses to kind of leverage every situation you approach. So like, the only mantra I have for myself is I tell myself I'm awesome, and I know I'm awesome, and it doesn't matter what anyone else says because at the end of the day, I know I'm awesome. You
have to say it.
I tell myself that all the time. So like, it makes myself feel happy, you know. Like, no one can knock me down. They can say stuff, but at the end of the day, I'm still awesome.
Can I borrow it?
Like, for me, I'm proper like, I try to think of the big picture. Yeah. And I think of it like this. Well, if someone dislikes me or says stuff about me which I don't like, what I tell myself is, in 100 years' time, we're all going to be dead anyway. So, honestly, that's what I tell myself. If I catch myself feeling a type of way, I stop myself. Listen, Ayo, we're going to be dead in 100 years' time. It doesn't matter about this person. It doesn't matter what this person thinks about you. Just keep doing what you're doing. After like 10 seconds, I feel a bit better. That's the truth. Yeah. Nothing really matters. You think of the big picture. No, nothing really matters. Like, life is so short. Like, you will die. Yeah. Like, your friends will die. Everyone will die. Just enjoy life while you can.
And make the most of it. You do have as well, instead of worrying so much about what you don't have. And
the thing is that I think everyone is so busy worrying about their own insecurities that they're not really thinking about anyone else's. And if someone does take on board something so offensively that you've done or someone's done or I've done, it really is about them. Yeah. It's not anything to do with you. It's something inside themselves that they usually don't want to look at. Yeah. That they're usually avoiding. In psychotherapy terms we call it the shadow self. So it's like when someone goes into the back of your car and gets out and shouts at you. And because they know that they've been driving too close to you, and you're just standing there going, What? You don't even need to say anything because it's just, yeah. And that has been really freeing for me. The way that other people react is about them, it's not about me. And and I have to remember that as well. I have to remember that when I get angry about stuff. What really are you getting angry about here? What is it that you're really upset about?
That's actually something I practice. I try to practice self-awareness at every moment. I try to catch myself when I get feelings. Always, and I always tell myself, what is this about? What's going on here? Oh, that's interesting. Okay, what should I do to cope with this feeling?
So that's interesting. So you kind of safeguard yourself through life.
But that's the best way to stay aware.
Yeah, but it's like by saying self-aware, by saying in the moment, by staying present.
I know my thoughts are not me. I am not my mind.
Yeah.
I separate instantly. Yeah. Like I call it mind. Oh, mind is saying it's hungry. Go buy some McDonald's. But that's mine. That's not me. I don't like. That's not real. That's just the feeling because of my past experiences and habits and conditioning. Yeah. But it's not actually the fact. And I don't do it, and the feeling passes. Oh, so it weren't real because the feeling's passed now. I'm not hungry anymore. Look like junk food. It's just mind. That's
mind over matter.
If you give it a name, and so it's different from you, it makes it easier to understand it.
Yeah, it's kind of like with TV shows and movies, where people, they paint of ideas or things that are happening in current affairs, but they'll kind of paint it off in cartoons, or they'll paint it off in kind of an alien species experiencing these same feelings that we would experience.
You think Simpsons?
No, I'm just thinking like, Simpsons or like any kind of show.
I just saw that.
But that's what they do. This kind of, they paint it out in entertainment, so kind of we can laugh at it, be like, haha, imagine if that happened to us. Yeah, imagine, guys. Literally anything. Imagine if that happens to us. It's basically happening to us, but they've just put it in a different term, or in a different way. So, or they've given you a term so you can understand it in a way that's kind of separated from yourself, so you won't take it onto yourself so much. But really, it's a mirror. If you think about it.
I used to watch South Park for that a lot. South Park is excellent at doing that. Just mirrors how we live day to day. And it just makes it makes it into a joke.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's real.
Yeah.
And sometimes we do certain things and it cuts deep, and you just think, oh, okay.
But if we can laugh about it, then it makes it okay, and we can accept it. You know.
Fuck, comedians are great.
Exactly.
But nothing goes away from by hiding from it.
Yeah.
You know, things are only get dealt with by bringing them to the forefront, no matter how painful they are. So.
It's like, you know what? Like a month ago, I made a video on Facebook of me singing. I was singing Human Nature, Michael Jackson, on camera.
You want to give us a...
Yeah, I want to hear this.
No. We weren't singing. I can't sing.
Oh, okay.
I was just trying to test myself.
I bet you
I was just... I can't. I was proper bad.
I'm going to watch it now.
It's on Sunday. And like, the people on Facebook are like, oh, this is funny as hell. What's going on here? This is very strange. But my friends, in a good way, like they're laughing emojis, like, wow, that's brave. But the friends I grew up with, like in the end, I heard behind my back they're saying, no, this guy's gone, he lost his mind. What's he doing? He's soft now. What's going on? So I was thinking, wow, see, so your friends can really hold you back on this and not allow you to be yourself. Why do you think they would say something like that? Because it's their conditioning. It's not their fault. I don't even blame them. It's just how they're brought up and how they live in the environment.
But then again, it could also be that they're jealous of the things that you're doing and that they're not doing.
You've got that freedom.
They want to do it, but they're holding back because
of
judgment. Of they think they're going to get judged by their friends. And
it's easier to hold someone else back than actually try and do what they're doing yourself.
And I realised, by me stepping into my true self, life becomes a lot more enjoyable. It's scary though.
Come here.
It's scary because you know you're gonna get people who judge you or say
and
you're
you
doing
always
wrong.
will.
You shouldn't be doing that. You're African and Nigerian. You should be doing this.
So what would you say to anyone who said that to your younger self?
Wow.
I don't want to swear, but yeah.
We swear?
I'll be cussing them out like...
No, honestly, what would be the message that you gave to your younger self?
To my younger self?
Yeah.
I thought you meant to like someone who's...
your
younger self back.
Who was afraid?
Yeah. Now looking back.
Do not listen to anyone in your community.
Why not?
Follow what you feel. Because my community is very rule based culture, very strong culture. So you're in a mold, and if you try to break out that mold, sometimes you can be outcasted, or you could feel like get outcasted. But the weird thing is, everyone in that community, for the most part, wants to be themselves, but they're all afraid
to take that step.
But they all know we're all in the same boat, and they know they all feel the same, but they're all in the same boat together, pretending it's okay to be restricted. But they know.
Because if they keep everyone restricted, then they don't have to take the risks themselves.
Exactly, you got it. Yeah. So I just tell him, just be yourself and follow your gut feeling. The most important thing. Don't think about your parents, mum and dad, or your brothers, or extended family. Just do what you feel is right. Because I've missed a lot of opportunities because I let my community hold me back. Because I didn't want to let them down.
And you wasn't doing it for yourself. You were trying to make other people happy. Yeah.
I think it's a problem a lot of us have. Trying to make other people happy first.
Yeah. When you should be thinking about yourselves, and like you were saying in the beginning, you're finding your own happiness.
When you get the 30, you look back from like, oh man, I wasted all this life. Now I'm deciding to do what I want to do. Yeah. Wish I did it 10 years ago.
And what about yourself, Mary? What would you say to your, I was going to say future, but past self?
What would I say to my past self?
That would be the next question.
Damn, I hate it when people turn my questions around on me. What would I say? I would say, to thine own self be true. And, like you say, people hold you back because they're afraid, because it's easier to start this again. Sorry. You know, like if I'm going to the pub every night after work, I want someone to come to the pub with me. I want somebody to come drinking with me. So if my mate suddenly decides to start meditating after work, I lose my friend to go to the pub with and get drunk and spend my money and not, you know, and I want somebody to do those things with me. So if you know, you say that people, you don't want to let anyone else down, but you leading by example is the best thing that you can do for the people around you. Yeah. So for you to say, no, I'm not going to go to the pub every night after I finish work. I'm going to go home and meditate, or I'm going to go home and write my book, or I'm going to go home and make my film. You're leading by example, and that is the best thing that you can do for the people around you.
Yeah, and that's amazing.
So lead by example, I think, is what I would say.
It takes a lot of courage to do that, man.
Don't be afraid.
It can be done.
Yeah.
What would you say to your future self now?
Future self?
Yeah.
Man, you're amazing. You did it, bro. So I'm talking to my future self in this position.
Yeah.
I'll be like, just keep going. Please don't let me down. Don't give up on yourself. Don't hold back. Stop holding back. Help people, man. Serve people. Give value to people, to the world, and everything will work out for you.
True.
Yeah.
And what about yourself? What would you say to your future self, Mary?
That really depends on whether I finish this finish my course.
Let's say you do.
Then what would I say to my future self? Well, am I allowed to swear? Well done. Well done. Like, well done. I mean, though, it's been really tough. What are you up to? It's been tough, but well done. Well done for sticking with it and never giving up. And you still got so far to go. Don't be getting lazy yet. Get up off your backside. You still got work to do.
And what would you take away from this episode as for safeguarding yourself? Oh, hello.
Ripley.
Hey. Safeguarding yourself.
Ripley.
Hello. Safeguarding yourself.
Leave that in, that's funny.
Safeguarding yourself against failure.
Come here, sweetie. Come on. Come and sit down, please.
So
sit down.
What points would you have to possibly help others in the future to stop themselves reaching this point of... Not stop yourself reaching the point of failure, because we've discussed from speaking in the show that there's nothing wrong with failure.
Yeah.
So what do you do to find the bounce back, I guess?
Yeah.
What points would you give away to...
I think we should get rid of the word failure.
Yeah. What can we call it instead?
Disappointment. Challenges.
Challenges?
That's what I use. Yeah.
Challenges.
Challenges.
Lessons. Yeah, lessons or challenges. What can we learn from our lessons?
Take them with humility.
Yeah.
Take them with humility and learn from the lesson.
I just tell people to fail on purpose.
Yeah.
Take as many risks. Between 20 and 30, no holding back. Do whatever it takes. Just take as many risks as possible between 20 and 30. Because after 30, it gets a bit harder, but you can always recover. It don't matter how many lessons you have or challenges, you can always recover, man. Yeah. I know people who've lost tens and tens and tens of thousands of pounds, and they're 35 now and they're so happy they recovered. As long as you just learn your mistakes as early as possible.
If you don't make mistakes when you're younger,
you just learn.
You don't want to be making them when you're older.
Yeah.
You want to make them when you're younger.
So
take those risks.
This is the first 20 and 30 the time you just live life, man, and experiment with everything. And then you hit 30, you'll be alright.
Yeah.
You'll be mature. You'll be wiser.
Hey, turn it,
you'll be
it's not
wiser.
that bad. Just not so bad.
Look, it's lovely.
And I'll leave this episode with a quote. It's by Lupita Nyong'o, and it goes like this: "It's only when you risk failure that you discover things. When you play it safe, you're not expressing the utmost of your human experience."
Like that.
Yeah.
And with that, it's been ʻdʌbl.
See you later.